enough issues, before all this, and then you want to put DOT in it and have them nitpick everything, shut you down, or for whatever reason. I know I found out on this scale up here in London that they have started you checking tire pressures and everything like that. They've got this, I believe, system set up where they can check at, and unfortunately they've been hitting the company, and I've been trying my best to keep an eye on that and everything else, but that's why I've been kind of avoid that, because I don't want the hassle. These weigh stations know I don't have one of the boxes in my truck, so I have to go in, and I just don't want to have to deal with that if I don't have to, when I can just go around it and try to save myself some time to get where I need to go, because my day is full. When I leave at 12:30 a.m., I don't normally get back to about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm using all of my time up, and so I ain't got time to be dealing with DOT. And like I say, I'm not trying to disrespect them. I know they got a job to do, but I also got a job to do, and that's for me to keep this truck rolling, keep it safe, and keep the hammer down. And unfortunately, that's what you got to do if you're gonna run this. So you just gotta be careful out there. Best advice I can give you is stay on your pre-trip, stay on your post-trip, check your tires, check your lights, check your all your fluids. Do what you need to do to make sure your truck is up, and hopefully when you do get pulled in, you're good to go. Make sure your e-log, all that's good, things like that. But I mean, if you can bypass them, if you're able to do that way, it might save you some time. But I'll just go ahead and tell you, they can get you on them side roads down here in London, in off of 75. They do watch at, and so you kind of figure out, hey, do I take that chance? And unfortunately for me, I do, because I'm not trying to do nothing wrong. I'm just trying to keep moving, and that's the basic thing to keep doing, is keep rolling. So that's why I bypass it, and things like that. Like I said, I'm not trying to hide nothing. I'm just trying to keep myself from getting pulled in and then looking, and trying to keep myself from getting losing too much time, because unfortunately for me, I just don't have that time to lose if they do pull me in and start going, oh, well, let's see this. And these older trucks, there's always something that they can find, and unfortunately it is what it is, and if they're nitpicking, they're going to find whatever they want to. I've seen drivers say, well, they can't do nothing to me, my truck is perfect. They'll find something. So that's why for me, I tried my best just to avoid that situation, and just kind of go from there with it. But always be respectful about things. It kind of makes their job easier, makes your job easier. Be respectful about it. Don't just have an attitude about it. Things like that. It's just one of them things we got to deal with out here, being on the road. I don't like it, but you either got to deal with it or find something else. And unfortunately for me, I won't say enjoyed it in a way that it's paid my bills, it's given me a good living. I don't want to sit here and say that I love trucking, because I don't know if I love it or not. I'll just go ahead and tell you, be honest with you, I think it's gotten pretty sad over the last 5 to 10 cheat that thing. I mean, you could pretty much do whatever you want to with it, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I did that or I didn't do that. I don't really want to go down that road, but what I will say is it's a lot different now than it was then. And so for me, it's I like to run. That's how I make my money, is running. But I also understand things are different. It is what it is. We just got to kind of adjust to that, grow with it. But I'll be in this as long as I'm able to. That's just probably the way it's going to have to be, and we'll just kind of deal with it as it comes, the regulations. But if they keep getting strict and just getting all this, I don't really want to call it stupid regulated stuff that they're doing to these trucks, but if they're going to continue to keep doing this and making it hard to make a living, then yeah, I may end up having to eventually get out of it. I mean, right now I'm on the verge of it anyway, but I'm trying my best to stay in it and keep positive about it. But it is getting to a certain point where it's just becoming a joke. It's messing up, records. When you get pulled in or whatever they'll tell you, they can wear you out and they can really mess up your record. And it's just one of them that it is what it is, and you have to either deal with it or go on. But it's also at the same time just really aggravating, because it's just not, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right that they have all that control over truck drivers, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to make a living, do what we need to do. But I also understand that, they are trying to do their job and all that. So, I get that. It is what it is. We just kind of got to either deal with it or go on. But, yeah, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about that.